that I want to talk about that is something that I was looking up on YouTube whenever it was first an issue for us, is co-sleeping. And I found mixed opinions about co-sleeping. And so, you know what? We co-sleep, and so I just decided to give my opinion on the matter. If you co-sleep with your little one, then you probably already have the same opinion that I have. If you don't co-sleep and you have a strong opinion about not co-sleeping, hopefully this can just shine a little bit of a light on why some parents choose or just end up co-sleeping, because what you will learn from my experience is that we didn't choose to co-sleep. Actually, we chose not to co-sleep. But just through some semi-uncontrollable life events, we just ended up co-sleeping. And that is just, I'm going to tell you how it happened, and you can formulate your own judgments and opinions if you would like. That doesn't necessarily mean that I want to hear them. So, anyways, some parents start out and they know that they want to co-sleep. Brittany and Baby is a mom that I watch on YouTube. You've heard me say that before. And she is pregnant right now, and she is like, I know we're going to co-sleep. It works for us. We're going to co-sleep. So she's already decided that that's what's going to happen with her baby. When I was pregnant with Jake Jr., my husband and I decided we were not going to co-sleep. We did not want to have a toddler in our bed with us. We did not want to co-sleep. So, I'll just get into how we ended up co-sleeping. So, when Jake Jr. was first born, of course, he mostly, yeah, I'm talking about you. I love you. We gotta get you changed. He slept with me in the hospital bed, and we slept very well together. I mean, we were sleeping like 2 to 4 hours consecutively without moving. And before I get into too much detail, I know about myself. Not only do I not move much in my sleep, but I'm also a very light sleeper. Any little sound outside of normal or movement wakes me up. So my husband has the tendency to waller, and I wake up with every single movement he makes in bed. So you should understand that I'm not going to be like promoting co-sleeping. I do understand the dangers with it. I do believe that not everyone should be doing it. I'm not saying that you should just go sleep in the bed with your baby, okay? That's not what I'm saying. So I don't want to come off that way, and I don't want people to be like, oh, you're supporting something that can potentially be dangerous. I am supporting co-sleeping, but I'm not saying that it is for everyone, because it's definitely not. That being said, how we ended up co-sleeping. Alright, so, Jake Jr., oh, that hurt a little bit, didn't it, baby? Yeah. I'm going to have to hurry because he's going to start getting tired. Jake Jr. was sleeping in his bassinet, by himself obviously, at 4 or 5 weeks old. And I was so proud. I was like, haha, my baby sleeps on his own. Yay. Me and Daddy sleep in the bed. Good separation, healthy separation, how it should be. And that was working great. He was going to sleep on his own in his bassinet. I wasn't having to get him to sleep and then put him down. So it was working out, and he was sleeping pretty well. I will say that he was not sleeping well unless he was on his stomach. And I know that that's also controversial, and all I can say about that is I was able to tell that he was okay with sleeping on his stomach. He was able to lift his head up I think earlier than a lot of babies typically are able to do that. And I was not worried about him getting in a situation where he couldn't turn his head, because he was picking his head up and turning it side to side and looking all around at that age. So that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother video. Just understand that he was not sleeping on his back in his bassinet, because that was not lasting more than 5 minutes. Yeah. I think I tried to get him to just sleep in his bassinet on his back. Yes, he was swaddled and everything, but it was not working. So anyways, another video, another topic. But he was sleeping on his own at 5 weeks. He continued to sleep by himself, whether that was in a bassinet or in a bed, for I think 3 months. A couple of more things that you should factor into this situation. One, his crib, his nursery and his crib were downstairs. Our bedroom was upstairs. It was like winter time, so it was cold downstairs, and it was definitely too cold in his room. I think it was in like the 60s, low 60s in his room. So my husband and I both were like, he's not sleeping in his room until spring. You know, he is not sleeping in his crib. So he was strictly in his bassinet anyway, so that was okay. But then he got too big for his bassinet. He was rolling, and he was just cramped in his bassinet, so he started actually sleeping in my bed. But I still was very adamant I am not co-sleeping, so my husband and I both slept on the couch. Again, wintertime, so he cannot sleep in his room downstairs. The crib was set up so we were not going to bring the crib to our room, which in hindsight, had some things been different, we probably should have, but we were also in the middle of selling our house. So we were trying to keep the furniture in our house at a minimal, and we needed it to at all times be ready to show. So, you know, we were in a situation where we were trying to make the best of both. Like, we were trying to keep our house and our rooms always looking uniform and, you know, ready to show, but we were also trying to keep our hold on not co-sleeping. So we had a California King in our bedroom, and our bedroom was not, it was medium size. It's not a big room, it's not a small room, but the California King made the room look even smaller. So our realtor suggested we put a smaller bed in our bedroom. So now that we have a smaller bed, we're definitely not going to be sleeping in the bed with Jake Jr. because I think we put a full-size bed in our bedroom. So now there's only room for either Jake Jr. or just me and Jake. He and Jake were sleeping on the couch while Jake Jr. was sleeping in our bed. We were still maintaining no co-sleeping, but we were just going with, I remember at that time I was like, this is going to be challenging because he was also still, you know, he was nursing. So I'd have to get up, get in the bed, stay awake while I was nursing him so that when he was done nursing, I could get out of the bed and go back to the couch. That didn't last very long. I tried really, really hard. I really did not want to co-sleep. I did not want him to get dependent on me being with him when we were sleeping. So anyways, I tried. But, I mean, then you'd have, like, cluster feedings and stuff where he needed to nurse all night long, so I ended up having to stay in the bed, you know. I just, eventually, I ended up where I was just staying in bed with him because it was easier. I was getting more sleep finally, and I had gone back to work, so I needed the sleep. So, yes, that's about where co-sleeping started and how it started. Then we sold the house. Then we moved, and we moved 5 hours away from where we were living to be here on the beach close to my family. We had not found a place to stay yet, so we were staying in a hotel room. We stayed in a hotel room for a week. But you know, Jake Jr. was 6 months old, and we were like, now we're in this weird place he's never been in. You know, there's so much change going on. I need to at least stay sleeping with him so that he is okay. And we did have 2 beds, so we had even tried just having him sleep in that bed while my husband and myself slept in the other bed right near him, but 2 different beds. And he would wake up crying and scared, and yeah. And it was a scared cry, so that week in the hotel room, I slept with him in that bed. Then we moved into the new house, and I was like, finally, we have a crib. He has his room on one level. It's not downstairs. We don't need to worry about it being cold. It's summer anyway. And I co-sleep and I use the crib. For naps, I'll normally rock him to sleep and lay him in his crib, and he sleeps well in his crib. And at nighttime, sometimes we use the crib, but we still co-sleep. Co-sleeping is wonderful. It's beautiful. I do enjoy co-sleeping. Because I know that one day, you know, he is going to sleep in his own bed one day, you know, and I feel like it's our own fault that he sleeps with us, so I'm not gonna, not punish, but I'm not going to make things hard on him because of a mistake I made. It's difficult for me sometimes to sleep at night when he's in bed with me because I do wake up with every single movement, so I don't get much sleep. So it's not like, oh, co-sleep, you'll get more sleep. That's not true at all. But I feel like I should be the one that suffers the consequences. And, you know, he sleeps fine. He is comfortable and secure, and he can wake up if he gets hungry at night, and I'm right there, and I can feed him, and I can sleep while I'm feeding him, and we both sleep peacefully at least. There's not a crazy, dramatic, hysterical issue with sleeping. So, you know what? It's working for us. My husband is on the same page as me, you know. He's like, it sucks, and he tries to sleep with us, but I have to keep him on one side, and then me and the baby's on this side, and but he's terrified of, because he does not sleep. He does not wake up with every movement or noise, so he sleeps on the couch, and you know what? That's just the price we have to pay for the situation that, you know, we semi had control over. I feel like anybody in our position, you know, probably, the majority of people would have probably had to do the same things. Maybe some people would have fought more for independent sleeping and thought of other things. I did try other options I haven't even talked about. I did try different tactics to avoid co-sleeping, but in the end, it just ended up happening, and we do co-sleep. I'm hoping that once he gets a little bit older and understands language better, I can make it like a big deal and an exciting thing to sleep in your own bed or whatever. So if you have experiences and success stories about independently sleeping after co-sleeping, definitely let me see it. If you have a video on it, comment with your video, or just comment with your story or whatever. That would be great. But it is a controversial topic. I know you're getting sleepy right now, huh? We got to get you in your clothes. We got to change you out your PJs. It is a controversial topic, but I think that other moms and people should just be sensitive, because some people might be like me and they may have never intended to co-sleep, and then it just ended up being something that wasn't quite as bad as they thought it was going to be, or they completely chose to and they're completely happy with that decision, or, you know, you have people who say co-sleeping is terrible and it's dangerous and you should never do it. But you know what? I think that my baby is probably a little bit healthier mentally. I really believe that. I believe he is probably a little bit more independent because he has that security from co-sleeping. I just do. I really believe that. So, you might not agree with me, and that's okay. I'm not saying that I'm right. I don't think I'm wrong either. But I think that's all I wanted to say about it, and if our co-sleeping situation changes, I'll let you know, because I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with it. It'll be interesting for you guys. It might not be too enjoyable for me. But anyway, so that is my video on co-sleeping. Bye!